Hi, my name is Patty Smith. I believe that God has called you here today. You are meant to be here. You are meant to hear this message today. I would even go on to say that I believe God has created you and sent you into the world. In the Bible, God's word says that you and I are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that before you were formed in our mother's womb, He knew us. You and I are infinitely valuable to Him. We were born on purpose, with a purpose. Even many in the pro-life movement may say that abortion is wrong, but in the case of rape, maybe abortion is even justified, as if that child is of less value because of the way this child was conceived. There is even a constitutional amendment, the Hyde Amendment, that prohibits federal funds to pay for abortions, except in the case of rape or incest. But I'm here today to tell you that every child is of infinite value to the Father. Every child. Every child is created and sent into this world and has a purpose. The Bible verse Jeremiah 29:11 has always been very inspiring to me. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I believe this verse is for all people born and yet to be born. By the world's standards, maybe I should not be here. I am 54. And did I say 54? I'm 57 now and adopted. When I searched and met my birth mother 20 years ago, she told me about the circumstances of my conception and my birth. I expected to hear a tragic love story, but instead I heard the shocking news that she had been raped. And she couldn't deal with keeping the child of that rapist, so she gave me up for adoption. My birth father never knew about me, and she never saw him again. She didn't go to the police. She was too ashamed. She never told anyone about the rape except for her cousin in Minnesota, with his promise not to tell a soul. My birth mother found herself pregnant and alone. Some may say that I was disposable, of little value, damaged goods, bad genes. But my mother knew in her heart that I was precious in God's sight and that I was of infinite value. She gave me up in adoption and to two loving parents, and I was raised in a loving Christian home. I know my story because of a miracle and a chance call that changed my life and put my fire in my heart for the unborn. Although I'd always known that I was adopted, and often I thought of my birth parents, I had made no effort to find them until I was in my 30s. I really began to dream about meeting my birth mother because I wanted to see her. I wanted to thank her for the gift of life, and I had a lot of questions. From the legal papers that finalized my adoption, I saw just two pieces of information. The last name Baby Lon Henry and where my birth mother was from, St. Paul, Minnesota. I prayed and I picked up the phone. I called 411 and was given four numbers, all of long Henrys. I called the first number and a man answered, and I told him who I was and what I wanted. And do you know, and this is the miracle part, that he said that he was that cousin that knew my birth mother and that knew that she had a baby, and that baby was given up for adoption. He was the only person that my birth mother told, and he was the first person I called. I was absolutely floored. He said he would call my birth mother and hopefully she would contact. Well, after 2 long days, I got a call from my biological mother. She was living in Spokane, Washington. Her name was Dottie, and I learned I had a half-brother and a half-sister. They didn't know about me. So instead of keeping her silence any longer, Dottie told her family about me. And soon she was on a plane to come meet me. That is when I learned that my biological father was a rapist, and I heard her shocking and horrible story. She said that she was traumatized by the rape, but if there was anything good that could have possibly come from it, it was me. She wanted a father and a mother for me, so she gave me to a family and trusted God that I would have a good life, she always prayed that someday she could meet me. I was able to thank her, and I was able to hold her in my arms. Tell her what a brave and loving thing she did for me. Someone she never met until now. Dottie died a little year later, but I'm thankful for the year that I was able to get to know her. So that brings me to today. I'm here today to declare to the world that every child, you and me, are of infinite value in the eyes of our Creator. I thank God every day for the wonderful life I've had, and that I was sent to tell others about how much He treasures each and every life, no matter what the circumstances of conception. I want to make a difference in this world. I want to say that even though the circumstances of my conception were maybe in violence, hatred, I am not my father, nor am I my mother. I am me. I was created by a loving God, and my life is so valuable, and so is the life of every baby conceived, of infinite value, and a priceless gift from God. Thank you.